So as you guys heard, that didn't sound very loud. Quite frankly, it didn't sound very good neither. But today, we're gonna change that. For over a month, I've been trying to decide which exhaust system to go with for the F30 335, and it was a very tough choice. I heard really good things about this specific exhaust system from AWE. I heard some clips online, and I figured, you know what? I think this is the right one. So I decided to go with the Touring Edition, which is good for street cars. You got the muffler right here. Also decided to go with the mid pipe that they offer. It's non-resonated versus the one that you get from factory. So this should give it a louder and deeper sound. Some specifications about the exhaust I'll overlay on screen right now. But in a nutshell, you got 3-inch manual bent stainless steel piping all the way to the rear. And here's a cool fact. This exhaust system is engineered, designed, and manufactured here in the USA by AWE. Not something you guys hear very often. An exhaust system made in the US? Yes, sir. And if you guys decide to purchase this exhaust system, which by the way, I'm gonna have it linked down in the video's description, you get lifetime warranty, fitment guarantee, and no check engine light guarantee. That's a win. For the exhaust tips, I decided to go with diamond black. They also offer silver. I just think that this color, which looks really good in person, is gonna look better on the F30 once that build is complete. I decided to go with the 4-inch variant for the exhaust tips. You can get smaller ones that I think mimic the OEM size. These are much better. They should fill that cutout on the diffuser very good. Unlike the aftermarket exhaust system that we installed on the F10M5 and Supra, which are valved exhaust systems where you can open and close the valves to make it louder or quieter, I don't think this system works like that. There's a spot where you can bolt on OEM module for the valves, but I don't see any valves. So I don't think you have that kind of control with this particular system. Installation should be pretty easy and straightforward. It bolts on just like factory. So let's go ahead and get the F30 inside of the shop and begin. I really should be ashamed of myself for these exhaust tips. They've been ashy since I bought the car. In fact, this might be the last clap thing that's left on this car. Well, the interior as well, but other than that, we've taken care of a lot of things on this car. I don't think we can call it a clapper for much longer. Also wanted to note that if you guys are just looking to get the catback AWE, you would have to cut right here, so you'll maintain the factory mid pipe with the resonator, and then you'll clamp the rest of the back. But if you're also getting the mid pipe, then it just bolts on directly to the downpipe, and that's pretty much it. It just bolts all the way to the back. So here's the valve module that I was telling you guys about earlier. You see how it bolts on right there? There's actually a spring mechanism that opens and closes the valves automatically, whether you're on Sport Plus mode, normal, or when you're doing cold starts or whatever. Well, there's nothing on the AWE exhaust that connects the springs, so I think it's just gonna sit there so you don't have to unplug it, and you know, you could possibly get a code. I think it's just gonna sit there and look pretty, but it's not really gonna be functional. So like I said, guys, pretty straightforward. Just gotta unbolt right here. You get the hanger right here. You gotta take off the shield, and then you got a couple more hangers in the back, and that's it. We drop the system in like 30 seconds. I bet you it's not gonna make it to the video. Oh boy, it's still hot. For sale, by the way, for sale. Check this out, guys. The stock one is way bigger than the AWE one. It's about AWE one is about half the size. So you're definitely gonna get some weight savings here. Very small compared to that one.
That's what she said.
Also looks better too. All right, so here's the side-by-side comparison, guys. Went ahead and somewhat assembled it on the floor so you guys can see the difference side by side. Here's the AWE one, and here's the stock one.
This lollipop sponsored by AWE.
Of course, you also get all the hardware and the clamps for the exhaust system, along with instructions card and an AWE sticker. Just scan that code here if you're having difficulty installing it. Step-by-step directions by AWE. Very cool. Also, we're not gonna touch the OEM downpipe for this video. I wanna give you guys a sound test with just the mid pipe and the catback system with the OEM downpipe, since most of you guys are probably not gonna touch that component. And in the follow-up video, I'll go ahead and do the downpipe so I can actually tune the car with MHD, and then you guys will be able to hear kind of how it sounds like with the OEM downpipe and the aftermarket one. Yes.
Like this?
I like it like that. It's all installed. Fitment is precise. Nothing's rubbing, nothing's touching. Follows the OEM route. We got the plate here, as you guys can see, plenty of room. And here's the muffler, exhaust tips. There's plenty of adjustment so you can get those tips aligned. Really hard to show you guys the fitment because it's black on dark gray. That looks really good. Essentially, the tips line up with the flare here on the diffuser. So yeah, let's bring this car down and see what this exhaust is all about. So we didn't get to use this pipe right here, it was extra. And I believe this is for those that buy just the cat back and have to cut into their factory mid pipe. You would use this piece to essentially, finish the install. Not sure how much you guys can see, but those tips are massive to the point that I have to upgrade my diffuser very soon. One, it's scratched up, and two, because these tips are so big and aggressive that they make the diffuser look like poop. And here's how much you can see of the exhaust tips from the top back of the car. Maybe pull them out a little bit later on, or maybe leave them like that. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I mean, it just shows a smidgen. You can't even see the AWE branding that's normally available, like right here. I don't know. I'll mess around with it later on. Right now, I just want to hear what the car sounds like. All right, so here's what we'll do. We'll get the car off the lift. I'll show you guys some revs so you guys can hear what the exhaust sounds like. And then maybe we'll hook up MHD, enable burbles, and then we'll do some drive-by shots so you guys can hear what the car sounds like under load. So let's go. All right, so we're taking the F30 for a drive so we can hear what it sounds like inside of the cabin. Windows are closed. Man, that's subtle, but it sounds good. You haven't heard a little brrr between the gear shifts? Oh yeah. I'm just glad that I could finally hear something before I couldn't hear anything. From the outside, that really sounds good. All right, so I pulled up the options here. We're gonna enable startup roar and exhaust burble. Minimum RPM 1200, maximum RPM 5000. Let's put the duration on max. I'm also gonna choose this option, which I've never used before, overrun brap. So from OEM to long. That's between shifts. Let's go ahead and flash it. We're doing stage 0, by the way, because I have the factory downpipe. Technically I could do stage 1, but I'm just gonna keep it on stock stage 0 for now. Oh my God! That AWE exhaust on F30 sounds so good, and I'm actually surprised how loud it sounded, considering the fact that the F30 still has the stock downpipe. Normally cars with the stock downpipe are a little bit too quiet, but this sounds pretty good, and it's actually very comfortable while you're driving, like normally. Can't wait to see what it's gonna sound like once we put the aftermarket downpipe, which should be in the next F30 episode. So make sure to subscribe so you guys don't miss out on that video. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button. It really does help out the channel. And as always, thanks for watching. Till next time.